joining us throughout the weekend. Uh, and we're actually going to be starting on Heat 1. So, for those who want to see what Heat 1 looks like, here it is. Again, I said this earlier. Bastion and Kendall are on in this heat. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting players. So, who do you like in this early morning heat?
Well, you have some of the usual suspects, but I'm especially interested in the performance of Simowit,
Mm-hmm.
also known as Crypto, because he's returned from a hiatus. And I'm also wondering what DDM David has come up with, because
Mm,
he's a really creative deck builder.
yeah.
So those two guys, I'm really interested about what they're doing and how they're playing. I expect certainly I expect a lot from Crypto, because as I've been watching the game lobbies recently, Team Five members have been testing quite a lot.
Oh
So
yeah.
and he's a Team Five member as long as long as I can remember. So. Yeah, should be interesting. So those two are my outside. Like I'm interested in how they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, otherwise like you have Paul Myers coming off of great OCS. Of course,
True.
Bastian, Tom Kelly is also coming back. So yeah,
Yeah.
some 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 great players.
There are, and I'm interested in Matt Lutz. He had a good showing at the Texas Mini Worlds as well. Yeah, I want to say it was the Texas Mini Worlds.
Yeah,
He made the
true.
top.
He had a great
He
performance.
upset Bastion. So if you beat Bastion, even if it's in the first pod, that's enough. Like, I'm sorry, if you could beat Bastion, congrats. I think the first game that Kona and I are going to be streaming are the Quirin and Brad Reinhold game. Quirin Furgut and Brad Reinhold. So as soon as they are on, we'll be bringing that one live. And then later on today, we'll have the Heat 2. That one starts at 10 a.m. Eastern. So it's going to be fun. Like, it's going to be a
Oh,
long day.
definitely.
Uh, so, and then tomorrow in Heat 3 looks like it will be starting at 7 a.m. Not as early as this one, but still pretty early. And then we wrap everything up on tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So, yeah, I am really, really excited to start everything off today and this morning with you, Kun.
Yeah, it's been amazing. A turnout of 100 people for Worlds. That's
Yeah.
excellent. And yeah, new set. So well, we might see some unexpected decks. Hopefully, I'm looking forward to some nice tech people have come up with.
Yeah, same here. What decks do you think are going to be played during this? Like, what if
Um,
you were playing? What would you want to bring to the table, essentially?
well, I'll start with light, because I think the light side has I think three archetypes that will be quite
Mm-hmm.
prevalent. Hitco, Watcher Step, and Legend. I think
Okay.
those three light side decks. And so, and for dark side, that's rather simple. You need to come up with a deck that could win like those three matchups.
Yeah.
If you don't win any of those matchups, then you're probably not doing that well. So for dark side, I saw a lot of people struggling to come up with a
Mm,
consistent dark side deck. So I expect to see more diverse strategies for dark side, but
hmm.
perhaps someone has come up with a great light side counter deck. So should be very interesting.
Yeah.
And what is your expectation then?
Well, for light side, I think you hit the big three with Watcher Step, Legend, and Hitco. Hitco is received probably the most benefits from set 13. It was already like a tier 1.5. It was a strong deck. People showed it. I know Justin Desai played it in the OCS finals. He won with it before set 13 came out and everything. But uh, it's a strong deck, but at the same time, it really doesn't have a lot of maneuverability like a deck like a Legend or Watcher's Depth does. I think the other deck to watch out for is QMC. QMC got a nice little boost, not because of set 13, but because Firepower and Watcher's or weapons displays were both blanked. So being able to play cards like Path of Resistance and Dodge without any repercussions is really, really good. Now, the only problem is QMC's not an easy deck to play.
True.
I mean, unless you're like Tom Haid, Tom Kelly, people named Tom, essentially, it's not the best deck to play. Now, I will say for Dark Side, I like ISB. ISB is still strong. I know with SSA, you're not being able to play the, like I said, you're not able to play the 2-0 site to start off with. It's not as good, but it's still strong. Outside of that, Hunt Down V is going to be I think some people are going to be playing Hunt Down V. It's not a bad deck. It doesn't do a lot like some people think it. I mean, a lot of people think it does a lot, but it is solid, and I like the idea of a Dark Side Space deck coming out and playing well.
I think a Dark Side Space deck is definitely a good meta choice if you know how to counteract the Legend pings and the hit code range, because you need to have a game plan for that. So if you know what you're doing against those ground pings and range, then you're good, because you need to do something about that.
Okay, so it looks like we got some of the players starting. So let's go switch over to the main lobby, and that way we can see as some of the players. So like I said, we'll be playing the Quirin and the Brad Reinhold match. So I'm excited. As soon as we see them post their game, we'll hop in. Looks like we have 5 games. Which one are they?
Catwall versus Thrawn.
Catwall. Okay.
It's the 5th one from the top.
So,
6th.
and here we go. So right off the bat, we have a Hunt Down V versus a QMC.
Oh, great! This should be interesting.
I agree. Like, I think this is going to be probably one of the more interesting matches. Like, just right off the bat, because Hunt Down V on the 7th side. Opponents' force rain bonuses are canceled. Well, it's interesting because on the 7th side of QMC, your force drains may not be modified or canceled. Yeah. So, I mean, right there, it's gonna be interesting. So, let's see. So we saw Quirin. He's playing "I Am Your Father" as well as one of the new set 13 cards. There are many hunting you now, so that way he can play hatred cards along with his Inquisitors. And he's also starting security precautions. He went with the SSA start. He has the Hoth defensive perimeter, so that way he can do a drain of 2 there. Brad starting the Hoth, the Cloud City guest quarters. And here we go, game 1 of the Worlds 2020. Okay. So Quirin's
getting his activation, and I saw him play quite a lot of Hunt Down V, so he should be fairly used to the deck. But perhaps he hasn't played that many games against QMC, like we discussed before. The 3 main decks were Hits Go and Watch Your Step. So we'll see what is his game plan.
Okay, so he gets out both the Malakir sites, and now he's going to use the Vader's Castle to get out Vader. He's searching through his deck, figuring it out. So, I mean, that's going to put a lot of pressure right there, right off the bat on Brad.
Yeah. And I think that's something people forget. When you flip your Hunt Down V, you cannot pull the location. So for Quirin having both his Malakor locations, that's a huge benefit for him. When he wants to put pressure on QMC, so he wants to flip first turn. So looks like he's doing that.
Yeah, and I want to see where he's going to go with Vader. Okay, so he's going to go to Malachor, so he's not going to invade Cloud City. So I mean, I don't like not going to Cloud City. I mean, I kind of don't. Like, if Vader's one of your best characters, you want to put pressure on the Cloud City player. So why not put Vader over there? I know, but I mean, it is a drain +1 site. So
Yeah, I think with this move, he's expecting light side not to play, for example, enter the bureaucrat or the counterpart versions because it's light version, and he's thinking his Inquisitor can do the battling on Cloud City, and he just wants to go drain with Vader. So yeah, he has lots of force because he got his both of his locations. So perhaps that's a better choice if he didn't hit those two sites, because Lightside will just pull a battle plan after the first turn.
Quirin saying hello to both of us, noticing that we are streaming his game.
Thanks, Quirin. Well, you're probably not joining us here in the Twitch chat, hopefully, because
hopefully.
But nice to acknowledge us. So thank
Okay.
you, and good luck, Brad and Quirin.
Yeah. Okay, so Brad getting out the West Gallery from his objective. He did flash Hark Seth to get out the so he could use with the Belden's Eye and all my urchins. Okay. Yeah. And Brad has the home one, so he has the home one war room. So, I mean, he's got some lights activation right there.
Yeah, and there's a question, Deluxe. Yeah, Darkseid can relocate Vader once per game. That's true, but in my experience, it costs also a lot of force because you take them back into hand.
True.
So that's you need to think about. An early game, I expect Quirin to have several Inquisitors in his hand. So I'm not expecting him to do really early unless he can do the beatdown.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and Brad right there, turn 1, he flips. That's really, really good. Like, being able to flip turn 1 is really good, and he does it with a Yoxkit, he does it with Maz, so he used the force that he had to his benefit and was able to flip on turn 1. So he's got 2 aliens down, so now his force drain can't be canceled or modified. I mean, they are only drains of 1, but still, that's pretty nice right off the bat.
And only using 4 force, right? So that's amazing. So yeah.
And
yeah, that's a really cool flip.
I wonder if Quirin is playing space in his deck. I know a lot of the Hunt Down V decks aren't playing space because it just doesn't. You don't have a system. Like, you start Vader's Castle, so you don't have a system. You could have just the generic, like maybe like a Emperor, his shuttle package. But Brad has the out of commission combo, so he's able to cancel the Visage turn. Wow, what a good turn for Brad. Like, I know if you're Quirin, you're going to be draining. You're going to drain for 3 here, but you cancel Visage, and you flip. You have your force pile pools now. Wow, could that have not gotten any better for Brad?
He was definitely prepared for it, but I'm wondering. You were saying Quirin will drain, but Brad pulled the battle plan, so. He's going for accelerate.
Okay, so he does the accelerate. He uses 3 force. He gets the no escape, so he'll be able to get the Visage out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty smart. I mean, that gets him the Visage back. Now, I mean, Brad could easily pull a Jedi out of his deck, so now both players would lose the Visage, but. Okay, so he's going to lose Jin. I think I can handle myself, and it could be worse from the top of his deck. Those are 3 actually really good cards that he just lost there. Okay, there's the no escape. Okay, Quirin only has 9 cards to work with. He's got 7 in his deck or his hand, so I don't think he's going to come down to Maz and the Yoxkit. I think maybe he'll be happy with just starting to drain and draw a few cards. So that way he has next turn, because Brad's only going to be draining 1 and 1. And you
Yeah,
have the Visage now, so you're out damaging him.
With 9 force, you're not expecting to do a lot of damage, and QMC could have a barrier. So if you don't have anything to prevent that, then it might not be a great idea to just do some damage, because mass reduces the destiny. So Quirin just draws. And Lenny put an interesting thought about building Undown V decks. The third marker, is it a liability or not? I think it's the safest choice, because I'm not expecting a lot of EBO. Because not only the Undown V, if it flips, cancels the force rain bonuses, but it can also put a lot of pressure if the EBO player decides to put Commander Luke in a speeder.
Oh, yeah.
With, there's many hunting you. You could stack unlimited hatred cards on it, and in my experience with the games I played, I wanted to try EBO, but it was quite hard to keep Luke at the fourth mark, or at least at a battleground. So I think the third mark is quite safe, but perhaps someone surprises us with a great EBO deck that circumvents the Undown V stuff.
Okay, so checking out some of the other decks that are currently being played. We have, like I said, we have the QMC versus Huntdown V. We have another QMC being played by Crypto.
Nice.
Let's see. We have a Hitgo versus a Shadow Collective match. IE versus Legend. Bastion's playing Legend as well. He's playing against the Huntdown V. Paul Myers is playing IE. Grady Hutchinson is playing Hitco. We have an ISB versus a Legend. We do have it looks like we probably do have a EBO deck. We have a hot CPV versus a CCT match. We also have a DDM is playing Invasion versus looks like a EBO deck. Tom Kelly's playing Watcher Step versus a deck that I'm not sure of. We have an Endor Ops versus Hitco, and Justin Branch is playing Old Allies versus Quirin's Court deck. So
some interesting choices. So
Okay, so
but let's see what Brad's gonna do this turn.
Well, he just drained, and Quirin loses a Seventh Sister and a Grey Inquisitor from his deck. And there's Admiral Akbar in the home one. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to see. We're not going to. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Quirin go into space. But there's Padme. Padme going down in front of Vader. I think Brad going a little risky here with Padme going down just against Vader. So, I mean, his game text is canceled. So, Vader's going to go bye-bye. I mean, Padme's going to be hit. He's already down by power 5. I like this.
So,
you got to think he's got like a Hojix. He's got the Hojix or something.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so he draws a 5 out of 5 for Destiny. So, yeah, Padme's hit. And there goes Brad has to lose one to I Am Your Father. He loses a Hojix from his use pile. He doesn't. I mean, holy wow.
Well,
okay, there's a sniper. Okay, so he loses an imbalance combo. I like losing. I like that play by Quirin being smart, so that way he doesn't lose his Vader.
Yeah, because even with the lost Hujix, I assume Brad doesn't do this move if he hasn't done no Hujix there. So great move.
Wow. Now Brad only has 3 cards in his hand. Okay, he's going to split up the Yak Skit with Maz. So okay, so now it's a drain of it's now a drain of 2 there. And he'll just draw a card. So he's got 4 cards left in his hand. He's got 1 card in his force pile. Okay.
Yeah. So dodge path. Yeah. But Quirin has 13 cards in his hand, so he
Yeah,
could
that's a lot.
go on multiple sides if he wants to.
Mm-hmm. Extreme. I will say this: that was an extremely risky play for Brad. Uh, it could have been very, very high reward. It also could have really messed him up.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a drain of 2. He loses Pukamir, and he loses a celebration from his deck. So Brad is losing important cards right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's going to place the Walkling out of play so he can get his Cloud City celebration back, showing that he's only playing 1. I will say this: I kind of like QMC. I like QMC right now. I don't like the home 1 build. I like more of the. You run like the wild card. You run a. You also run ancient watering hole, and you just run a bunch of aliens, and then you don't even need Pukamir. It's a really, really good build, and it's not fun to play against.
Interesting. Brad immediately decides to path away. I'm not sure I like that.
Yeah, I don't.
Because
I don't like that.
With a blanking shield, or the firepower and shield gone, then he doesn't need to immediately move away. So
well, I mean, so you can't do it as a react. So if he Quirin just threw a lightsaber onto the 5th brother.
But then he could play it if he saw the lightsaber. But otherwise, I wouldn't play it immediately.
Okay, so he's gonna try and he's gonna put a hatred card onto Maz. Yeah, you cancel. You cancel her game text there.
No, but he's not gonna battle, so
yeah.
That's...
I think it's just him trying to make him lose a force, but I think Brad is smart enough not to lose a force. Okay, yeah. There's the secret plans. I mean, Brad's in a kind of a bad position right now. I mean, he started off so strong, but because he doesn't have a lot of cards in his hand, it's kind of putting him behind the 8 ball, and he's losing important cards.
Yeah, so he needs to find if he needs to find a Jedi to flip, or if he has solo to cancel, because he must mitigate the damage. He wants to control the game. Like Quirin has to pay for his drain, so if he can stabilize his death, he's less in danger of getting a beatdown. But
and I will say I don't like his choice of the sites that he played. I know you have the docking bay, so that's a good site. He doesn't have the 1-0 site, and he's not playing the site where he can cancel drains on Cloud City. That one would be so nice if he could just sit there and cancel the drain, even though he'd be taking 2, maybe 3 from the Malakir drain. That's less damage.
It could be he has it in his hand, and he wanted to wait until Darkside has a ground presence. But yeah. You expect most QMCs to play at least the light side 1-0 side, so you can safely move, save force as well.
Yeah. Okay, so you know what? I think it's time. I'm gonna bring us up to a game update really quick. I want to check up on this DDM match where he's playing Invasion. So
yeah, that should be interesting.
Really quick. You know what? Let's get over onto that game. So, yeah, this is an EBO versus Invasion. DDM does have... He has Sidious, and it looks like he's playing the Death Star reactor terminal so he can get devices. He's got he's got observation holocams out, and he actually invests. So, it's not he's playing an Invasion, but it's not your typical Invasion. It's actually an Invasion where he actually flips.
Yeah, and he plays against a Catwall deck, so it's a great, strange matchup. Nice. Okay. Yeah, and DDM, it's his card, the Death Star Reactor Terminal. So I'm not surprised that he's playing Death Star Reactor. I love that card, by the way. But yeah,
Okay,
It's,
so okay, so yeah, I like this. It's and as you can see, like his opponent is currently just spread all over the place. And he's playing Ancient Watering Hole, so this is going to be an interesting one. I like this. Okay.
yeah.
But back over to our main game, we got some action right here. Brad puts out Ezra Bridger, he flips Quirin to the 0 side, and Quirin takes Vader back into his hand. So he's got 2 characters out. So Vader's back in his hand and back in play.
Yeah, and I think Ezra is a definite meta call against expected as Mold Chambers SSA
Yeah.
decks. I'm expecting to see more of that card in builds you wouldn't expect it. If people are expecting the Mold deck, then that's a great card because some people just take a risk and put Mold there by itself and play Imperial Arrest Order or something like that and protect, but Ezra could ruin that plan. So, interesting meta call.
Okay, so Vader comes down. And okay,
Oh,
so
and there's the Hark
yeah,
Staff
there's the
call.
Hark stuff coming. So
And there's the site we were discussing.
yeah, really quick, you know what? We're gonna check into the Bastion game right now because Bastion isn't doing so hot right off the bat. He's playing against the Hunt Down V. His opponent only has 2 cards in his lost pile. Bastion has 13.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that it's going to be an upset or anything, but things are not looking too hot for Bastion right off the bat. I mean, he does have Rose in play, so he can start retrieving. So, but we'll check up on this game in a little bit. But right now, we'll go back to our main game as Quirin has again. He's deployed Darth Vader. Brad pulled a sight. He unfortunately pulled the wrong sight, so Quirin let him go back and play the site that he wanted.
It's great sportsmanship.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. And I like this play because this would get Quirin back onto the 7 side. But you have to think Brad has. If you're Brad, I hope you have some sort of evasion or something here. But ooh, Min coming down. That's actually a really good play because so once per game you can use 1 force to place an opponent's just play interrupt out of play. So say if he tries to path away, well that path would go out of play. Or if he's got some sort of other interrupt here to play to save Ezra. So, and we did see him lose 1 Hojic, so hopefully he's got some sort of other type of evasion, maybe a dodge or something. Okay.
Ah, nice. The Leia
So,
react.
yeah, the Leia react, but he's got the Lana Dobreed. And he does have a Jedi mind trick to make him used to, but I don't think that's enough because Quirin has 5 force in his force pile.
Yeah, so now we'll see if he indeed had the second Hujix in his deck, or that he has some other trick in the previous battle. So
yeah. Okay, he draws a 4. He's only to draw a 1 here. And he draws a second Lana Dobreed combo. So yeah, Ezra's going to be hit. And he lets to lose a card, so let's see what he's going to lose. He loses a Lando Calrissian from his hand. I mean, he's only, like I said, he's only got 3 cards in his hand right there. I mean, that's what's killing Brad in this matchup.
Yeah, that's
and I think
hand management is crucial for QMC to have at least some stuff in your hand that you can be able to do.
Okay, then he draws a 5 for Destiny, so that brings him to 15. Brad's currently down by 12. And he draws a 4, so that gives him down to a difference of 8. So, okay, there goes the Min. There's the Ez. So let's see. Ezra goes away, flips Quirin back, and no second Hojix. So, Jedi
So
Levitation,
it was
Jedi Mind Trick, Rebel Leadership, launching the assault, Qui-Gon, rescuing the clouds, back to tank, and Rey with lightsaber all go to the lost pile. Oh,
So I'm wondering what card Brad had in his hand that he went for the Anakin or the Padme battle against Vader, because he saw it as the only way to win the matchup, but it was really risky and not having
yeah.
the Hooligans. So
And it looks so much better for Quirin using
yeah,
that strike plan. He just looks so much better now. Okay, say he activates. He's got 14 cards. He does save 2. So, so let's check up on another match. Let's go check up on this Grady Hutchinson versus Paul Myers match really quick. Paul going with what he knows in IE. Grady playing Hitco, and wow, the Hitco players looking really good. However, Paul just got out Blizzard 2 with General Veers in front of Luke, so this Luke Skywalker might be going to the lost pile here.
well, I assume Paul has tested this matchup quite a lot because he
Oh,
played both
yeah.
decks really, really a lot this year. So
Okay, he draws a 4 to 2. Not enough to crack Luke's immunity, though. And Paul draws a 2, or Grady draws a 2, I'm sorry. That's a difference of 6. Both the vehicle and Luke are immune. So I think if you're Grady, you're happy losing with the 6 here instead of losing to Luke because Luke's doing so much damage. But he'll lose the Luke. Interesting.
well, if he wants to assault a different site,
Yeah. Oh, that's why he's got a Jedi's resilience. So
because the Veer side is not the side you typically want to battle.
now again, Paul's not flipped yet. So once he is flipped, he'll be able to start doing a little bit more damage to Grady. So again, Paul is in a little bit of a pickle right now, but again, he is an experienced player, so we'll see what he can do as time progresses. However, while we let's go back to over to our feature match. Quirin uses the best card in Star Wars CCG. Everybody, he plays Tarkin's Bounty on
Your
Vader.
favorite card.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I love it when people play it. It makes me happy that people use it. So.
But it's a great card. And in this matchup, he has activated 16 Force. Luke's on there, so he wants to see if he could get rid of Luke. So yeah, there are some interesting Inquisitors that have some great game tech. So well, let's see what he goes for. I'm expecting him. He goes through the Luke side, so he just wants to beat up on Luke.
Well, I mean, I think at this point though, he could go down and beat up on Luke. However, because he's doing a lot more damage to Brad. Brad's only doing drains of 1, 1, and 1. So essentially, what he could do is start going to like the Malakir site, doing a drain of 2 there. I don't understand why he didn't just drain because it would be drains of 2, it would be drains of 4, and Brad only has 10 cards left in his life force, and he's only got 16 cards left. So,
well, I think he did drain because when we went away, he didn't.
Yeah, he just went ahead and played Tarkin's Bounty before draining.
Yeah, but one drain will be cancelled by Luke anyway. So and perhaps Brad.
That is true. That is true.
So I think he's going for the damage. So.
Okay, so he's not going to.
Yeah, he's going. You said like he's going to go for the damage race because he thinks with Brad, and I think it's a good call Um, 22 in loss pile, and Brad only has 10 force to work with. So
Yeah.
yeah, and that will be interesting because those hatred cards eventually they will catch up to him. And assuming he has the Destiny 5, I've been hunting you for a long time. He
Yeah,
can
that's true.
retrieve as well.
Okay. So I think if you're Brad, though, I think what you could do, I mean, I would have left Vader there because, I mean, the only way to move Maz, Yoxkit, and Leia away would be to the 0-1 site. And you don't want to move those characters in front of Vader, so you have to go to the 0-1 site. And then you don't, again, moving Luke into Mara Jade isn't very smart either. So you're essentially moving all those characters to the 0-1 site, and then Bradley is occupying one battleground location. So, okay, so Quirin is playing some space. He plays the Emperor Shuttle.
I'm expecting Brad to go for the celebration now and just spread.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah.
and I think with moving Vader in front of Maz, Yoxkit, and Leia, you can now move Leia, all those three characters in front of over to the docking bay. So,
Well, I'm assuming I'm assuming either Maz or Leia will go to the docking bay, and the Jobskit probably goes to the 1-0 side, and yeah, let's see what he does. Yeah,
yeah.
there's the celebration.
Okay, so there's Cal Foul. Cal Foul's coming down. I like that coming down. Okay, Vader's going to cancel Yoxkit's game text.
Nice, no
Yeah,
redraw.
Yeah. And there comes Anakin down in front of Vader. Interesting. I don't know if I like that play. Okay, so he's going to battle. Oh, so this is why he's battling. He has to keep your eyes open, so Vader and Mara Jade can't swing now. And he is getting 2 destiny in this, and they're all +1. So I think this is smart if you're Brad. Okay, draws a 4. And
that's huge.
Yeah,
that's
2-5.
That's
So
higher than Mara's forfeit. So
yeah, that's gonna clear. And Quirin draws a 4. So I think you can lose the Leia at this point. Oh, that's okay. So he draws a 4, but it's -1 because of Maz, and everybody's immune.
yeah.
Wow, that was good for Brad.
Yeah. But now he only has 1 force left.
Yeah.
But he's fine. Oh,
I mean,
does he lose Vader as well?
Yeah, he had to lose Vader because he drew a 10.
Oh, gee, yeah, it was a 10. Yeah.
And now he's going to battle with Luke, Lobot, and Cal Foul. Okay, there's the far more frightening to add a destiny. So now Kieran's getting 2 destiny in this battle.
Well, Brad is not afraid to go for the big swings in this game. What? With only 1 destiny?
Yeah. Okay, so he's going to fire the lightsaber at the Cal Foul. Yeah, that's going to hit the Cal Foul pretty easily. He can still move Luke away, and he draws a 0 for Destiny. He can still move the Luke to the 0-1 site because I believe it is free to move them.
Yeah, but you want to
move for free. Yeah, you do want Luke at a site, but
well, Anakin is a Padawan, so that's also a flip condition. But and Vader's not on table at the moment. Although
True.
that doesn't prevent the flipping. That's the difference with the regular hunt down. So if you're flipped and hunt down and you lose Vader, then you remain flipped unless like it has a Padawan or a Jedi on table.
Yeah.
But Brad only has 2 cards in his hand, so
Okay, so he draws a 6 for Destiny. I don't think that gets rid of because I think the brother is 6, so the brother's going to go away, and Kier Candos is going to stay there. Okay, Quirin draws a 1. He draws Lord Vader. However, he has a Sith Fury to take Vader into his hand. So now he's got another Vader. And draws a 5. Interesting. He's playing an Imperial Enforcement variant of Hunt Down. And he draws a 5. So he draws 2 5s. That's going to clear. So Luke's going to go away.
Yeah, that's a really interesting discussion I had with some players as well. With the Hunt Down V, do you want to go for Imperial Enforcement? It's a tough call, but I think the redraw ability is really nice, but I think in other decks it's way more useful than in this deck.
I agree.
Because your Inquisitors are already a high Destiny. And if you draw a character, it's not a Destiny like in ISB 2 or 1.
Yeah.
It's like usually 4 or with the 5 or so. Then it's not really necessary because all your Destinies are at least 4. So yeah, it's a tough call because I really like Oppressive Enforcement. It's an amazing card. Yeah.
I mean, the only problem that I see with it is that you play stuff like you limit yourself to your character base, and I mean you're already limiting yourself with the Hunt Down V. However, if you can play stuff like, so you can't play Bounty Hunters. You can play Bounty Hunters, Droids, and Imperials. That's pretty much it. Well, okay. You can still play cards like P-59, or you can play like R-Sing with her gun. Those are really good cards.
And Vanguard,
yeah.
Against which, but I'm just go back to the game because Brad moved Leia.
I don't like that. He's only got 1 card in his hand, and he moves Leia in front of Kier Candos, especially when you know Quirin has a Vader in his hand.
Yeah.
He
wanted to prevent the drain, but
no, I think you have to take the drain.
Yeah, in this case, because you knew he had a failure. So
so Brad he just realizes that it's not going to work in his favor, so he does concede this game. Okay, so congrats to Quirin on winning his game. You know what? Let's go check out some of the other games that are currently being played, and let's see.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, let's pull up another game, but let's talk a little bit more about that match. I mean, let's go into the DDM game really quick because it looks like it's kind of close. And as we saw earlier, these are 2 very interesting decks. 1, because it's a DDM deck, and 2, it's an Ancient Watering Hole deck on Hoth.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never heard of this before. So, okay, it looks like DDM... Okay, DDM is still flipped. He has the Naboo system. He's doing a lot of drains on Naboo. So, that right there is really good. But if you notice, his opponent is doing a lot of drains on Hoth.
Yeah, this is what I really like about it. It's probably the first time I see that a deck an opponent is playing is stranger than the deck DDM is playing. So that's a compliment in itself for
right?
Ewok.
I mean, and he's literally he has a lone X-wing with the cannons holding down Hoth. That's how. I mean, he doesn't have Haven out. He doesn't. And let's see. He's got a 13-card hand. So let's just see. Let's see whose opponent is really quick.
That's Bjorn. Bjorn
Bjorn.
Palmquist. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I gotta give him props. This is crazy, and I love it.
Yeah. I especially love it because it's against DDM. So
Yeah,
that's
I mean DDM pulling out an invasion deck that isn't your normal invasion. So he has the laser cannon battery. He has a droid. So he's got a droid up there with the droid gun, so he can recycle those with the inconsequential losses. He also has the deflector shield generators. So it does have some immunity.
and he has Tae Hao aboard the battleship.
Yeah, so
So
he can cancel those drains over at Haas. So that's pretty strong. And his opponent isn't doing anything about the battleship. So I mean, if you're DDM, if you're David right now, you're fine draining for 2, 2, and 2. So you're draining for 8 right now.
yeah, but he
And
hasn't.
I will say this though, his opponent only occupies 2 battleground locations, so ultimatum's not into effect. So I mean, I understand the play of ultimatum, but not having it be in effect is kind of bad.
Yeah, but I'm looking about the situation for DDM because he has not, if he has not countered the 2 battlegrounds of the light side can just use the ancient watering holes to just go everywhere. So
Yeah. And we already see that DDM grabbed the Walker sighting, so he did
yeah,
play that at one point to retrieve some stuff.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I like Ancient Watering Hole. I think it's a really good card. Uh, I will say this though, I would love for it to show on GEMP what characters are making it work. So if you're part of the GEMP team and you're watching right now, like have it so that you can click on the card and say like, oh, this character has a species, because
well, well, GSM is the one that gets the exterior sights out. That's the
yeah,
scout at the docking bay. So, and in his lore it says he has a species. Yeah, it's a Sniffian scout, so he works.
well, I'm just saying like I played a game I want to say a couple days ago, and it kind of was rough because my opponent had the Ancient Watering Hole, and I didn't realize that it was working.
Oh, oops.
Right? Okay. Okay. It looks like my camera went uh, dark for a second. So you know what? Let's bring. I'll make it so that you have the full screen. And while I see what is going on with my camera.
Well, curious to see if David is going to try to contest the battleground on the site. Uh, but it has Commander Luke in it with Echo-based garrison, so he needs to crack his immunity.
Looks like Discord turned me off.
It's overexcited already, Discord, so about his worlds.
Okay, there we go. I am back, everybody's. But yeah, we had those drains happen. So Bjorn just lost a plethora of cards. He lost It's a Trap, Nar Shaddaa. I think losing Nar Shaddaa kind of is bad. He lost the Rogue 3, a Hyperscape, Organized Attack. So he lost some decent cards, but at the same time, nothing like ridiculously big. Losing the Nar Shaddaa might hurt him because he could have got to a 3rd battleground.
Yeah, but he did lose it from hand, so you assume he
Yeah.
has an alternate plan for getting that 3rd battleground.
Yeah. And there's the You'll Be Dead. I like You'll Be Dead in this matchup. That's going to be a nice little extra, just 1 ping. So, I mean, he's doing 9 points of damage a turn right now. That's really strong.
Yeah, that's the force push. So now we'll see if he goes for the Commander Luke side or he just intends to increase his damage potential with You'll Be Dead. Oh, thanks for that info, Thomas. Who won his game? So
Good job. Okay, let's check up on Bastion real quick. So it looks like Bastion got his. We'll check on Bastion here really quick. Okay, it looks like Bastion still hasn't flipped yet, but at the same time, I mean, he's worked his way back in this game. He's currently down by. I mean, he's currently down by 3 cards, Life Force and between Life Force and hand. So he does need to flip at some point, but you don't want to flip against with just Ray against that beat squad on Cloud City. So he is doing some damage right now on the ground, and he is able to retrieve some. So I mean, he's working his way back nice and slow. But again, like I said earlier, this is Bastion, so I'm not surprised. Like I said though, you kind of you don't want to. Oh, he did battle. Looks like he did battle at the temple upper chamber. So he did battle over here, losing Leia. So, but again, he's not flipped. Interesting. And he's just going to end his turn. So maybe he is. Maybe Bastion has like a Hojix, and he can save himself with the Ray, so that way he flips in that battle. He can then start draining for 2 at Jakku. He'll drain for 2 and do an extra damage with the BB-8. So, but we do have some action currently on our other game with DDM. DDM's just throw down Lord Maul to the marker site in front of Luke. So he's going to do something. I mean, taking care of Luke here is going to be good. Now, the only problem is Dash in Rogue 12. I don't think he can react. Yeah, he can't react.
yeah, but he does have immunity to attrition, so that's 6. So
I mean, that's going to be pretty good. But yeah, not. I like. So he. Okay, then let's see. He gets a battle droid pilot on the blockade flagship. I don't like the battle here. I really don't. I think it's better to start walking Maul in than.
I'm assuming he does that because, because against Luke in his speeder. I don't see like the weird effects that makes your blaster droid rifle 6. So
yeah,
he has 3 force in his reserve. So unless he knows that the top card is a 6, or he has several 6s in there, I'm not sure if I would.
Yeah, I wouldn't drain against. I wouldn't battle against Luke. I would just start trying to move Maul in.
But I assume he's going there with the ship and perhaps land some.
Okay, so
with weapons.
Here comes the Maul. Yeah, he's going to battle. So
Dralak, he's using GSM to get exterior sights.
Yeah, so the reason, so he has GSM. GSM says you can, during control phase, if an exterior planet site, you can use 2 force to take a relayed site into hand.
And with a new secret base, you can fetch the Echo base site, so that's why he got all those.
Okay, so there's the It's a Trap. So It's a Trap's going to cancel this battle. So I would go if you're Bjorn, you go with this. I mean, you go with this battle. I mean.
Well. But I think David just moved the ship over. He has put a lot of carriers with weapons there, so yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, and he can't really do anything with that lone X-wing. So, and now Bjorn.
But still,
yeah, I mean, he's able to move stuff around.
Looking at a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's not happy with this outcome.
Oh, DDM. I mean, if you're DDM,
Yeah.
I like this outcome too because like you're still doing a lot of damage on Naboo. You're still right now you're doing 7 points of damage next turn. Bjorn's doing a lot. Like
Yeah.
he's doing like little pings. He's doing. I mean, all of his drains are +1, I believe. Yeah. Your force drains are
Yeah.
+1. Your total battle destiny is +1. So,
Yeah.
and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's got the 5 aliens. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a lot of drains.
Yeah.
So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 points of damage. Wow. Against. Okay, which deck is crazier?
Well, the Ebo deck is definitely more out there. So,
Yeah.
but the invasion deck is great. But well, Bjorn has only 4 cards in his hand, so I will see if he has some more backup to go for a battle or just go fortify the site and just continue his damage onslaught.
Yeah, I think the only stuff you do if you're Bjorn is you just move. Uh, Especially with DDM not moving Maul or the Battle Droid in front of the Wolfman. I mean, the Wolf. Well, actually, no. The Wolfman right now is under. So U3PO is undercover. So
Yeah,
he's doing 7 points of damage.
yeah. But Luck can move as a react for free, so he could.
That's true. Okay, so 7 points of damage, and it looks like DDM had a the blockade flagship on top of his deck. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
so him not being able to go through that battle was really good for DDM. He did have a blaster droid rifle on as the next card. So
Yeah. And perhaps he didn't use one of his search functions. So,
yeah,
but looking at his reaction, I don't think he was planning to use that.
no,
So I think in hindsight, he's quite happy that the battle didn't
I
go
would
through.
be. Now, I think if you're Bjorn, I think you would. What he could have done is, he should have challenged something on Naboo at the swamp, at least at the swamp. He doesn't have the characters to go against Sidious, unfortunately. But I mean, he has a lot of aliens, and they don't have to be at Hoth. So, literally, like he could have just tried to fight Newt Gunray with a bunch of different aliens.
Well, yeah, but with only 4 cards in hand, you're wondering if it would do anything.
Yeah.
DDM is droid react, so there's the Tarkin's orders. That could have saved him some force, but it's come from reserve, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Tarkin's order, you have to control the system. So,
yeah, true. But
that,
I'm assuming the X-wing won't stay there for long.
yeah. So, let's see. How do you. So, now, DDM will flip back after that X-Wing moves to Naboo.
Yeah, that makes it not a battleground anymore. So then
Yeah.
if Lightside doesn't come up with a new battleground, then Medium has a shield pool, so he could go for the coward, and that would be huge. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, Thomas. Silverglen, Justin Branch.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Tomas, for the updates. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. If DDM once he gets out, once that X-wing moves, he plays coward, and then all those drains are canceled.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope Bjorn realizes that Naboo will flip his objective because that's That's not something some people forget it because you think, oh, Naboo is the battleground system, but when it flips, it no longer is. So
Yeah. And I think if you're DDM, you're fine with that because you still occupy for Hoth. You're still able to do all those that damage. It's just, and
oh,
you're able to play Coward. You turning off all the drains that Bjorn does. So
yeah, it's its whole objective, like to make sure that coward shield will become in effect because that's his win condition.
yeah,
Oh, there he goes, but now he already sees it, so perhaps he noticed it's
yeah. So he flips.
now.
So now what he could do is if he could bring the Light Maker back over to Hoth. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
but at the same time, I mean, the Light Maker is a capital, so it would get shot down.
And the flip side doesn't do that much for DDM. Like
No.
it's not like the light side counterpart objective like WAP. That's really crucial to have flipped with the Destiny. So because light side is not a battle deck. So
Yeah. I think if you're Bjorn, though, you needed to have Haven in this matchup so that you would have had some sort of Destiny to draw. Because right now, if he moves the Lightmaker and the X-Wing over, he doesn't have the ability to play anything. Or to draw Destiny, sorry. According to Thomas right now, the Euros are up 3-0 on the Americans.
well, it's the first round. But
Ouch.
yeah.
Ouch.
But you made a good call earlier, Dan. And Nar Shaddaa, he did lose it from hand, and like that this will be a huge. It could be a huge outcome for the game because he's not putting out other battlegrounds. So
Yeah, I mean, him losing the Nar Shaddaa as early as he did, if he would have had that third battleground system, he could have played the Lightmaker, flipped him at Naboo, and then ran to Nar Shaddaa. Coward would not be in effect, and he could still get those drains in.
Yeah.
But looks like he hasn't moved the X-Wing yet, so...
Yeah, perhaps he has a hyper escape in hand, or
yeah, he has to have something.
Yeah, but still, if he moves it during his turn and David pulls the coward shield, then it's still alternatives for fighting. He has the force for it, so yeah,
that's true.
And he did play the side version. It's a trap earlier, so.
I think he moves Wedge over in front of Maul and the droid. So there's no icons at Naboo. So I mean, he's not going to be draining for Naboo. So he's still only going to be draining.
No, there's no.
He's draining for 5. So okay, he saves 3.
If he has alternatives, then he can still drain at the Naboo.
No. There's no icons there because of the dark side objective.
No, there's no light side icons there. So, or are you talking about the?
Oh, you're right. My fault. Yeah.
No problem. But yeah.
It's been forever since I've seen somebody play Invasion.
Yeah. But first, we'll see what David's, because perhaps he comes up with a different game plan. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he would be doing 7 points of damage, so it wouldn't be enough to finish off DDM, but it's still nothing to sneeze at. Okay, so there's a
definitely, yeah.
So there's a Han shooting the Falcon, Elros Madak.
Yeah, because Bjorn is also getting light on force, so.
Okay, loses an X-Wing. So he lost 2 cards so far. There goes a power pivot. So he's losing cards from his deck.
Yeah, he needs to have the 3 force because it looks more like he's gonna play it. And I'm not expecting David to play first strike or battle order first strike combo in this deck.
Well, he's got a lot of Issa traps. Like,
so that makes it the alternatives to fighting seem more logical with how because he didn't move. It's,
all I'm going to say is this is one interesting deck. So there goes an Income Corporation. So, I mean, that would have got his X-Wings up to ability 2. So I can see what he's trying to build upon. It doesn't look like he got the cards he really needed, though. Okay.
well, but it doesn't look like he's adding too much either. But he did get power pivot. So he's selecting
Okay,
the battles.
Oh, okay. I like this. So DDM is going to use Sniper Dark Strike to try and kill that X-Wing.
Oh, that's amazing.
That is
because
dirty.
He knows.
But it's not enough. He didn't hit it.
Oh, that's rough. Oh, that's rough.
He didn't hit it.
Oh.
Oh.
Did he miscount or he didn't know his destiny?
I don't think he knew his destiny.
Well,
I think like he drew. He didn't. Yeah, he had to have not. He had to have mistracked or something.
Yeah, or he thought it was enough, but
yeah. Okay, so really quick, we have an interesting match here right now. Matt Lutz versus I forget who he is. That's terrible on me.
Against Timo?
Timo, yes. Yeah. I should have known that because Timo has won a deck building challenge from me. Looks like we might have like a little bit of an upset here, at least for the Americans.
Well, but Timo has been playing really well lately.
Yeah,
so
he has.
I'm not surprised that he's doing well. So.
Okay, so Matt is doing a lot of damage, but unfortunately,
and there's the opportunity fighting in the game. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that saves Bjorn, but yeah, it looks like Matt. He's going to be taking drains of 2. He's showing like Timo's showing enough damage this turn to finish off Matt. So we'll see what Matt can do. He's probably going to move the that Leia's Resistance Transport in front of the Devastator, so that would rock 1. That still drains a 4. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any retrieval or anything going, so we'll see what Matt can do. But let's go back to the game that we were showing.
Congrats to Solid Snake, by the way, he won. So,
okay. So it does look like we're going to have Jared Napolitano come on. He'll be streaming starting games 2. So check in with that. But yeah, let's just finish up with DDM here really quick. So yeah,
it looks like. Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
I was going to say that alternative to fighting was huge. Because, I mean, DDM had to know that it was there. So, but him not hitting with the Sniper Dark Strike was kind of painful.
But still, it's if he can avoid, we'll be very close. So at the moment, it looks like 5 damage from the ground sides with the Ancient Watering Hole, and then a drain of 4 with the Light Maker at the moment.
Yeah. No, it's only. Yeah, you're right. No, yeah.
Because he's not flipped.
He's not flipped. So, and the other problem is DDM. If you're DDM, you have to have Coward in play. So you can't play Resistance.
Oh, Ancient Watering Hole still, 4 range 5. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Teihao is in effect, but he only has one
He only
force
has
at
the
the
one force
moment.
left. So he does draw 7 for Destiny, so he did track that 6. That should be enough to get rid of Wedge and the Dash in Rogue 1, or Rogue 12.
Yeah, but Bjorn is fine with that because he still has his battleground. So
Exactly.
yeah,
And, I mean, he's drawn 2 Destiny here, so... I mean, at most, this is going to... He wants to draw higher than 7. So that way you get rid... Excuse me, you get rid of the Maul, you get rid of the droid, and you get rid of the blaster. So he wants to
well,
draw at least 8.
well, he has inconsequential losses, so he could forfeit it to use pile and mole. So he's probably not
True.
clearing. So, but that's okay. Bjorn just wants to do the damage.
Mm-hmm.
DDM needs to decide what to do with.
Okay, so he draws an X-Wing, so that's 2. I think if you're DDM, you move the flagship over in front of the Lightmaker. Okay, so he just draws 4. So that's the blaster and the droid, so Maul can stick around here.
Yeah, but that
Oh,
doesn't
that's
do
right.
anything.
That's right. His total is +1 because of the
Yeah.
the ancient hull. So yeah, you lose the droid. You throw the droid to the racks. You lose the gun. So that actually puts another card back into DDM's deck. So you're happy there.
And you go get the droid on the racks.
Mm-hmm. And then you move the flagship back over, so you block that drain of 5.
Yeah, but then the half drain is there, so you cannot move. You want to use the one force, I think, to use your How to prevent at least 1 damage, because I'm not seeing how he can prevent one. He cannot prevent the 1 space drain with only 1 ship. So
That's true. Yeah.
So I assume he just released the ship here, uses the one force for Teihao, and then does he have like the special? No, he doesn't have the special pilot that lets him activate force.
No.
So at the moment it's there's 1 undercover spy,
Oh,
so
so
5.
he does use the 1 force, and he brings a droid down with Maul. Interesting. I mean, it kind of makes sense because I mean the X-wing there by itself isn't really doing much, and okay, so he does pull the resistance, so he is going to be able to. It is only going to be a drain of 2.
So that's 7.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the Lightmaker doesn't have any pilot capability or capacity.
No,
So it doesn't.
looks like, yeah, it looks like he's barely managing David.
Holy crap, Chris! Chris Schoenthal with a great question. What about? I'm going to do you one better, Chris. Nobody asks Tay. Never mind. I'm done. I can't.
Yeah,
Everybody asks Tay how. No one ever asks Tay why. God, I tried to quote Drax from the one Avenger movies, but I couldn't think of it. But that's beside the point. Let's talk about more Star Wars stuff. Looks like the Bastion game is over. Do we know who won that one, Thomas? And do we know who won the Matt Lutz game as well? I see that. Okay, so yeah, they'll report in their games. Tom Kelly won. So hey, there's an American win. I knew Tom wasn't going to let us down. Okay, so but here's all those drains for Bjorn. Okay, so that brings DDM down to 7 cards in Life Force, potentially, and he'll have 1 card left in his hand. currently Bjorn has one card higher than him, but again, DDM showing 7 damage right here.
Yeah, BDM is a lot.
I mean, you could bring the Lightmaker over, and the reason is because the EBO adds to your total power in space. That way, you might not. I mean, you get what I believe it's plus. So you're getting +3 in power, so that brings you up to 10, and I want to say like I don't think it's enough because yeah, if DDM draws like a 6 or higher, I mean there goes both the ships. So I
Well,
don't.
he needs to have an alternative to fighting,
Yeah, and 2
and
cards in his
and
hand.
but yeah, he's no, I don't think. I think DDM just has the damage to pull it off. Let's see.
I don't like moving Jar Jar in front of U3PO.
Oh
Okay,
no,
he's showing 3.
yeah, and he doesn't have enough just to finish him yet
Yeah,
because it looks like 6, 7. Because he doesn't control the 4th, so 7. I'm counting 7 at the
yeah,
moment.
yeah. So it's not enough. However,
He
that
doesn't
is
have enough force to play
exactly.
the
Yeah,
yeah.
he wouldn't have enough for. He doesn't have enough in life or in the reserve deck and in his hand to lose and save for the alternatives if he has it. So, ugh. Okay, so I'll lose an organized attack. Okay, he loses in an X-wing. Now, if he had the it's a hit in his hand, that would change everything. But let's see, he's got an organized attack. He loses a second organized attack and an X-wing. Gold leader and gold 1. Another X-wing. Okay, he's got 3 cards left, and okay, there goes a power pivot from his force pile and a rebel artillery. So yeah, there goes all of his stuff. He's got 1 card left in his life force. So looks like DDM's going to eke this one out.
And I think Bjorn will definitely regret losing that Narshada.
Yeah,
So
I agree, 100%.
because Invasion usually plays like 1 starship, perhaps 1 reacting starship, and not a lot more.
Yeah.
So. But a great deck. So I love to see this deck at
Yeah.
Worlds, and DDM seems interesting as well. So
Yeah, you know what? I love seeing this stuff over a Hitco. Don't get me wrong, I like Hitco. It's a strong light side deck, but this is more fun. This is
and not only
always more fun.
that, yeah, not only that, but I'm expecting we'll be seeing somewhat Hitco during this weekend. So
Exactly.
seeing this kind of deck, I don't think we'll be seeing this deck a lot in action, but
No.
it's great to see. Yeah,
Yeah,
that seems
DDM draws a
fine.
5. That's going to easily get rid of that X-wing. So he's down by 9. So congrats to DDM on your win. While we are waiting for our second matches to start up, we'll switch over to, you know what, let's check on Grady and Paul really quick.
Yeah, that looked
Because this one
interesting.
looks like it's a good game too.
Yeah, sure. Just gonna step out for a minute.
Oh, it looks like Bastion did win, and Matt Lutz lost. So good job, Bastion, on coming back in that one. So let's see. Looks like Paul has. Wow, Paul is in a battle right now against Grady in space, of all places. Paul is going to be losing, peeling a lot of characters off of that Devastator. Let's see. He's got. Looks like he's got. There goes Tarkin, and that's going to get rid of the Devastator. Wow. I don't know what happened in that battle, but that was pretty big. So it looks like Grady's going to pull this one out. Yeah. Grady, Paul Myers concedes to Grady. So good job, Grady. And here I was all week talking how Paul has redeemed himself in my eyes. I'm joking. But, you know what, let's go check in on this one right here. We'll check up on London Sean and... let's check. London Sean. I want to say that's London Sean and maybe Paul or Joe Giannetti. If anybody could just check me on that one, let me know. But we have a Hitco versus a Shadow Collective deck. So this is our one of the Shadow Collective decks that we actually have seen. Oh, so they are in a ruling question. Okay, this is interesting.
Okay. Oh,
So
there's
Thomas, if you could explain the ruling question over on chat, that would be interesting.
I,
So
I think they're referring to the Anakin Skywalker being reverted when there's a Skywalker at the Endor Village. If I'm looking at the chat quite
oh,
quickly.
because you can't move it because of the Ewok village.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so we are in a little bit of a stop point, Thomas. Okay. Is that what the? But we will wait on our TD or tournament director. Okay, so the Anakin Skywalker cannot move the prophecy of the Force. Is that correct?
Yeah, it looks like it shouldn't be able to because
Yeah.
the text says relocate prophecy of the force to a site. So it is exactly the same wording as on the site, and it says while a Skywalker here, prophecy of the shadow may not relocate from here. So
Okay.
yeah,
So, and that makes 100% sense. I think that's just a GEMP error. So, I think that's one of the things. So, if our main TD, who's actually up at this hour for some reason, so if Chris Schoenthal, our tournament advocate, wants to just post something on the forums and everything, letting everybody know of that GEMP interaction, that would be great. And I know that we have two cards underneath Cohen and myself right now. As you can see on over our okay. Yeah, yeah. Our TDs will take care of this right now. But there's two cards underneath of Cohen and I. Those are Simple Tricks and Nonsense and Aim High. Both are out for the light side player. I don't think anybody knows of this bug. I think this is the first interaction of that.
yeah. Well, we'll try to chat it up. Thomas is already doing it. So
Yeah. So it looks like. Well, let me reload this. Okay, we still have 3 games going on right now. It looks like we have. Yeah, we still have 3 games going on currently. Alex Bain and Mason Gilligan is one. Not sure who Tarkin is.
Tarkin is the Spanish player.
Miguel and Rickard. Yeah, so we have Miguel and Rickard playing as well. And then again, we have Sean and Joe Giannetti.
Okay, I will just inform the players that Chris can't actually enter the game. Okay. Okay, but Thomas is there as well. Can he? Because I think Thomas can also not enter. Okay, I will try to type it up. I will type the.
I don't think we can type it.
Okay, well, I'll try. So. No, it doesn't look like we can type in either. Oh, okay. Jared is just well, Jared. That's a nice subscription message and an essential piece of information as well. So Chris and Thomas can now enter the game. So yeah.
Good job, Jared. I love that you're awake right now, and you're amazing, man. And I know that you're going to be joining us for us at the start of the second game. So we'll have 2 games going on. Also, while we're in this little point of discussion, for those who are awake right now and watching, I said earlier this week that I'm going to be giving out 8 packs of Set 13 V cards. I know the European guys have put out a lot of like the good foil ones and everything. Unfortunately, I don't have that capability. This was like a last-minute effort from the marketing team and everything. But basically, you're going to get a pack of 12 cards. If you guys can see this right now.
Well, it looks amazing. So
you're going to get 12. You're going to get 12 cards. One of them is going to be a foil preview, a white border preview card. And I'm going to be giving out 8 of them over today and tomorrow. 2 for each heat, essentially. I think it's time to give away one. What do you think, Cohen?
Yeah, I think it's well. Do you want to do it now or at the start of the
I think we'll start. We'll see. You know what? Yeah, I think we'll wait until the start of game 2. So
yeah.
What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be answering. So I'm going to ask some questions based on Star Wars and Star Wars CCG. We're going to do some history questions. We're going to do some card questions. We're going to do some fun questions. So we're going to have 2 to give away this morning, and then we'll have 2 in the second heat as well. I already have the stuff printed out. I haven't put them into the actual packs and everything. But you know what? This is going to be fun. So they're all going to be. It's going to be done at random times. And what I'm going to actually ask is the first person to answer the question, put it into the chat, wins the pack. So it's gonna be awesome. I love giving away stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing, Dan. Great work, and hopefully some of the Americans are still awake. Or
well, I know Chris Showenthal's awake.
Yeah.
Looks like we have Mr. Fahrenheit. So that's Mike Turner. We got Greg Shaw in chat. You're in chat, so you know what? You have a chance to enter and win. Everybody, yeah, Europeans are okay. Europeans are definitely able to win. The answer is Vader.
Well, Uli, you take a risk with it, but
you know what? We'll see.
No, but I think they're going back to the game, and it looks like the Anakin is still in the Endor village. So
Oh, that's interesting. I just noticed this. So Boba Fett has Yoda Master of the Force as his captive on Hoth.
oh, that's amazing.
Thomas, so what you're gonna enter, what we're doing is I'm giving away set 13 packs, kind of like what Chris Menzel gave away a couple of years ago. And basically, it's gonna have you're gonna win on really nice paper. This is paper that one of the printing company that I worked at they have, and it's really nice paper. And you're gonna win 11 of those non-foil, and you're gonna win a foil white bordered preview card for set 13. So, and the other thing is, there's 9 other streamers who are working with me today. They will also be giving out one at their discretion. So we had a lot of stuff to give away today. I know Chris Shondahl has some stuff to give away. I've got some stuff to give away. I think Scott has some stuff to give away as well. So we'll see. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun. It's gonna be a fun 2 days, everybody. So if you're not playing, cool. If you're playing, cool. So currently, our dark side player, who I believe is Joe Giannetti, is questioning everything about the interaction.
Yeah, perhaps we can switch to another one of the closing games.
Yeah, you know what though? We have some action right here.
Oh, there's some action. Okay, I see. I just perhaps if there, it would be a shame if we missed the ending of some other games, but we're going for it, and we'll see what happens.
But especially just because, like I said, I want to keep it on this game for a little bit longer because it is a new deck,
Yeah.
and seeing
So
all these nice, interesting cards that a lot of people haven't seen. So he looks like Sean is going to move in front of the mall, so that's going to block that drain. Joe is going to be able to drain for 2 at Hoth. So I think with Maul there, he does have the Crimson Dawn Blaster, so not only does it block the drain, it stops You'll Be Dead. So Sean's only going to be losing 2 to this. He's going to be losing 1 and a drain of 2, so he's still losing 3.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think Kevin Yop has some stuff to give away today as well. So I heard that as well. So yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So if you're just watching today from home, especially for people who are staying up late, like Chris Schoenthal, like well, not myself because I'm the one who's giving it away, but props to you guys. Like that shows dedication. Like Chris and Jared, I love you guys because you guys are up so early, so late.
So it looks like Maul moves, and yeah, if I think Sean has enough damage output to win this race. So yeah, it wasn't a known bug because if people knew about it, it would probably be fixed. But
Yeah, I think
yeah,
and this is the first interaction between those 2 cards that I have seen, and I've seen a lot of like. There have been a lot of like private games and everything, but I've seen a lot of Hitco being played since Set 13 came out. So
yeah, it's unfortunate for Dingus or Joe, but yeah, it's good to put out for the second game, and that people know it. We could.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean it is unfortunate, but I mean this kind of stuff does happen. But
and that's like we that's why we have like Thomas and the tournament director for it. Like,
exactly. Yeah, and there you go. Apparently, yeah, Thomas said he's ruled that if it's happened before, it was up for the. It was up like if it's happened. I like that Thomas has ruled on something and it's on the players. So okay, so he's gonna use neighboring leads. He's gonna bring Luke over to Malachor or Dathomir. Sorry. So glad to see neighboring leads coming
ooh,
back.
that's a risk.
And now he plays the Anakin Skywalker. So he moves. So now he's doing actually a little bit more because that clears off of the Enter the Bureaucrat.
Yeah.
So the only problem here is if Joe has a way of playing an extra shield, but it doesn't look like it. So here comes a drain of 4.
Yeah.
And then he'll have enough to drain for 2 at the first light, unless it's a drain of minus. Yeah.
But
So it's
at
a
the
drain of
moment-
1
at the
there.
moment- Yeah, but at the moment it's a battlegrounds site. So
Yeah.
okay, that's
Okay,
that's a
and
concede.
Joe will concede. So currently down to 2 games left. Let's check up on. You know what? Let's check up on this ISB Legend game because, I mean, these are 2 decks that we expect to be seen being played, but at the same time, this looks like it's a really close match.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is. Okay, so I like this. So it's a big blue variant of ISB. Okay, the legend player is flipped. He has no cards left in his hand. ISB has 2 cards in his hand. So yeah, a lot going on right now in this matchup. Currently, we're on. You said this is Miguel.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on Miguel. So we are on Miguel's deploy phase. So I think if you're Miguel, I think you want to. Yeah, I like the battle here against Vader. However, because Obi-Wan is alone, he could have added 1 to a Just Drawn Destiny. However, because Ricard has Imperial Justice, he can't do that now. But it looks like Miguel has a. So he's going to be draining for 2 over on Coruscant, pinging damage, and retrieving. Yeah, he can't modify the Destiny. I think you do want to move the Padme back up onto one of those 2 ships. Okay, so both players draw 4s. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
They just sit there and stare at each other. Don't you just love it when that happens? Like, okay.
But Darkseid got a lot of power at the Mustafar
does.
system.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, he has 2 Destiny there. So let's see who's up there. Majeric, looks like it's Tarkin, Gideon, and Ozzel. So he has a lot of power there. He also can cancel one of those Destinies. And I mean, the light Miguel's light side objective is in play, so that comes in. Yeah, I think you move the Padme up and then move your 2 ships. I think because I mean it's only a drain of 1 there. It is a drain of 1 over at the Hoth site, or no, it's a drain of 2 at the Hoth site because this is a ISB Veers, so it's a drain of 2 there. So you're losing 3 force, and you're basically I mean you're doing a drain of 2 here. So
Yeah, but he still has a resistance pool. So he has a shield
up
pool already.
yeah.
Yeah. It's but Darkseid has Stalker, so he could
Yeah,
follow.
and he did follow. So yeah, you got to move the resistance ship over. Now I think you move the resistance ship not from Mustafar. You move it to Jakku. I mean that weakens you a little bit, but you have Padme in play, so you could forfeit Padme if the dark side character or the dark side opponent battles here, and then you're still doing a drain in space. So you're doing 4 points of damage next turn instead of 3.
Oh, but Miguel doesn't have any cards in hand, so
Yeah, that's
Rickard can just if he thinks he can outdamage him, he can just looking at the ships. So Tantive with Poe and Finn, and Rickard has also Marek, Tarkin, V, and Moff there.
so. I think if Rickard though, do you if you battle here, do you take a card off of Imperial Justice, limiting Miguel to
Oh,
one destiny?
Miguel didn't pull the ultimatum shield, so.
Well, it's only a drain of 2 and it's a drain of 1. So
Oh, it's. I thought you said the
because
Fierce was adding to the drain. No, no, it's not adding. So
oh
my bad.
well no he does add because projection of the Skywalker's there.
Oh,
So
he does. Yeah,
it would have been a drain of 3. So now it's only a drain of 2.
yeah. I have a tiny screen here.
Oh,
I need
that's
to,
fine.
I
Oh,
need to
I
zoom in. Yeah, I see it now. So at the moment,
okay. So he does lose an all wings combo, a rebel leadership, and a Chewie with bowcaster. But it's going to come down to so I mean Ricard has 3 cards in his reserve deck, so he is saving for the objective cancel and redraw. So I think okay, there's pull. Here comes pull Tyranum. So that's
and
going to
he has a justice. He still has the justice
yeah, he
pool
still has
left
the
as well.
justice. Pull Tyranum's nice because he reduces the attrition based at his location based on the number of ISB agents at that location. So it's going to be -1. So if Miguel draws really low, like if he draws a 1, his attrition would be only 0 there. But I kind of don't like the pull Tyranum there. I would rather see him in space because then you're reducing the attrition by 3. I mean, that's going to keep the Vader. If he draws a 5, if Miguel draws a 5, that's going to save Vader. But
Yeah, but he has only Kenobi there. So
yeah,
if he battles there, he doesn't have cards in hand, so he has to lose from reserve. So I can understand he's going for even though
yeah.
he has more agents in space. It's
Okay, so he's going to battle in space, and he does take the card off of the Imperial Justice. So that's limiting Ricard, or it's limiting Miguel. But now Ricard can't cancel with Tarkin.
yeah. So yeah.
I mean, I would have let him cancel. I would have actually. I would have saved the Imperial Justice for the Vader in the pull Tyranum.
Yeah, then he cannot do the Obi stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so he draws a 4. And there's a 3. So the Stalker's immune.
Yeah.
And all Miguel has to do is lose a character. I think he loses the Padme. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He activates a fourth with Obi.
Yeah, interesting. So he draws a 4 for Destiny. He might not like his Destiny.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's already commenting. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he draws a 4. So, I mean, he draws a 3. Is a 3 to attrition, but he does have to lose from his reserve deck or his deck in this battle now.
So he loses 2.
So he loses an Elorus and a Solo. And now it's Vader versus Obi-Wan, just like in the movies. Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have seen the pull Tyranum up in space, but I mean, Miguel only drawing a 3 there, it was kind of good, was just really, really good. But now he doesn't have that card on the Imperial Justice to save him. In now Miguel can draw 2 Destiny. He can cause a cancel and a redraw. So, Okay, there goes the Vengeance over to Jakku. I like that play. I mean, he's got to save 1 card in his force pile here so he can move the Stalker. So he can't really draw any cards this turn.
No, but he doesn't need to. Miguel doesn't have any cards in hand, so he knows what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
yeah, needs to pay for the Blizzard. Yeah.
And so he does play for the Blizzard, so the Stalker won't be moving this turn. Now, however, what's important is I mean, it's a drain of 2 there, so if you're Miguel, you really want to stop that drain. But I mean, you could move the Tantive and the transport over to Jakku to block that drain. But now you face Thrawn, who draws 2 Destiny.
Yeah, I think Miguel just has not enough life force remaining to come back into this game. I think perhaps if he has really high destinies, he could go, but he cannot go anywhere by winning a battle because Rickard still has like a battleground site, one which is uncontested with the Veers. So even if he managed to clear Vader, then he still can drain for free.
Yeah, I still think you want to get rid of you want to try and get rid of the Vader because that's just another drain of 1. Okay, it looks like our other game just ended, so this is the last game going on right now. And he'll use his objective to peek at the top 2 cards of his force pile. So he does put them onto his force pile. So,
yeah.
I mean, he could...
Oh, he doesn't know the destiny, so...
it is currently 2:41 in the morning for me. Yeah, just somebody in the chat just asked me what time it is. So he is going to battle with the Kenobi. Now, that is going to allow him to move both his ships now because he put both of his cards onto his force pile. So he is going to be able to battle with the Kenobi now. Draws a 4. So him adding 1 isn't going to get rid of the Vader, though.
No, that's not enough.
Yeah. Now, you want to think that Rickard is going to draw... I mean, hopefully for Rickard, he draws something similar. But he draws a 2. Okay, so now Rickard has a conundrum. Does he lose 3 cards? Oh, that does clear Vader because of the light side objective.
Oh, yeah, sure, he's flipped.
So he is flipped. He gets rid of the Vader. So, yeah.
but still,
We just in the chat. I like this in the chat. DVM realized after the game one that firepower was blanked. Now he sobs over not playing Arcanas.
yeah, that's nice. Yeah, and Udi is mentioning the Dutch not playing, but Eric luckily already corrected him. Eric is playing for the Netherlands, so at least we got one representative of the Netherlands playing in Worlds, so that should be cool. He's playing tomorrow in the Sunday morning or the first Sunday he. Yeah. Okay. But still, Rickards is looking at doing quite some damage. But
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
Miguel's realizing
he's doing drains of 2 and 2. So I mean, Miguel's going to be doing drains of 2. I mean, he's doing 5 points of damage himself, and he's going to be able to retrieve.
Yeah.
So it's not over yet. I mean, both players
No,
still
definitely.
have. Yeah, both players still have enough time to finish this one out. We did have a game just end on time, so.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's so it looks like Miguel realizing he has to go all out for the damage potential.
I still would have moved. I like the Tanov and the transport in front of Thrawn over the Stalker, but that's just a personal preference.
But I didn't think he had the force.
Oh, that's right. So he does lose. He loses a drain of 2. He loses Holdo and the Yoda Nestor combo. There he goes draining on Hoth. He loses a Rebel Leadership and Hera. So he doesn't have any cards in his hand, but he still has 2 cards left in his life force, so he's still not out of this. Like we said, though, here comes Shiranu. Shiranu coming down will end this really quickly.
Well, he's trying to make Miguel forfeit as much as possible.
Yeah. And there's an imp command, so that's going to limit his destiny. Yeah, so he's limits the destiny, so I like that play. He is down by 5 in power, so.
And Tarkin can cancel, so.
Yeah. And he does save 2 in his reserve deck, so he's not going to get Legend. So, okay, there's the cancel and the redraw. And he draws a 2. So he's at 21. And you're right, Tarkin can cancel here. So Miguel's going to be down by 7. And I want to say that's just the transport. Yeah, you cancel that. No, he's going to have to lose the he loses Finn. And so he's going to have to lose the transport and Finn here.
Yeah, but that's okay. He wants to avoid battles now. He just wants to stay along.
Well, survive. I mean, so he moves. So if he moves if Miguel or if Rickard doesn't drain or retrieve here, he can move the Stalker in front of the Tantive. So even if Miguel runs away with the Tantive, which he should do, you can still follow. But that's if, I mean, you're gonna put. You don't retrieve. You put the Blizzard 4 out of play, and then you save the 1/4 so you can move the Stalker, and then that's game.
Yeah, I think not retrieving is the way to go. Not paying is good, and yeah.
Actually, I mean, I'm looking at the board state. Even if he does,
he could retrieve because I think the game will be over no matter what. So retrieval is fine. The Stalker move is like icing on the cake, but. Yeah.
Yeah. With Rickard having 9 force in his life force, that's more than enough. Miguel's only doing 5 points of damage, so he should win by at least. He's going to win by 5 cards left in his life force. So, yeah, congrats to Rickard here.
Yeah.
I mean, well played. So the demise of ISB was a bit too premature.
Yeah, but we knew it was still a good deck.
Yeah.
So. But Miguel's trying to do as much damage as possible, but
Yeah,
I
I
think he
mean,
realized
even if he moves the Tantive in front of the Vengeance, which I think is the right play, because you block the drain, you're still getting drains of 2 and 2.
yeah.
So even if he stays at Kashyyyk here, it's he doesn't have the
Yeah,
cards.
it's just going through the motions at the moment.
Yeah.
So, but that's okay. I can understand after such a close game, you just want to see. Yeah, he picks up. Yeah, yeah, great game,
Yeah.
guys.
And there it is. There's the concede. So once we have the pairings for round 2, we will be back. I think at that point we're going to take a quick short break here, and we will be back for the 2020 World Champions.
See you soon, guys, and good night for the fellas going to sleep now.